Can you guys hear me okay? And is the music at a decent enough level? Tried something new. I've got a bit more of a... using my phone for a camera, so we've got a bit more of a view of kind of like the drawing as well as it being on screen, and a bit more what's on the other screen, so like reference images, and then my control over kind of YouTube here for the music and that. But we've got the chat here and we've got everything else going, so hopefully it's cool. And we've got the Stream Elements bot running, that's cool. That's always good to know. If anybody's wondering, Stream Elements is what I use for some of the overlays and the interface and stuff, so that might pop up. Hi Loki, how you doing? Hopefully it's not too echoey of my voice where I am right now in the corner. Sounds a bit echoey, but hopefully that will settle out. And today we're going to be drawing Ripjaws from Ben 10. So I suppose the next question is, what are we going to do with Ripjaws? Have we got any suggestions? I know I've been asked if I could do him as a D&D character. I'm going to avoid Transformers because we did that at the Pokemon one last time. And I've Venomized him on the channel before, so I'm trying to avoid that. So we've got D&D and Steampunk. What else? Anybody else got any suggestions what we could do for it? While we're doing that, I'll just find a reference image to start looking at for good old Ripjaws. And then we can, I don't want to work to most of the Ben 10, like the classic, that'll do. Don't know if you guys can see, but I've got this kind of like long silhouette, well, silhouette, a long simple figure of him, so we can actually see the humanoid form, which we can do. Popcross just released his vid. That should be quite interesting in terms of that. Give me a second, I've just got to sign in to be able to chat through this for you guys. He's doing Disney princesses as demons or something this time, isn't he? So that should come out really interesting. Kind of looking forward to that, although I had to have someone suggest I do monsters and turn them into Disney princesses, the other one, which would be quite interesting. But yeah, just got to see what's happening. Can't do that. Never mind on that one. Can I get back to where I want to be on this chat bit? 2 seconds, guys. Just a small technical technical issue as per. I got this come up in there. That'll do. So which device or tablets come up to authenticate it? Aha. Awesome. Cool, so if I refresh that chat window now, hopefully, right, load up that. Anybody else get the weird double echo? Or is it gone now? Anybody else get the weird double echo? Or is it gone? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, hopefully we haven't got that weird double echo, but we'll just get started with some Ripjaws stuff and drawing that now. Anyway, hopefully we haven't got that weird double echo, but we'll just get started with some Ripjaws stuff and drawing that now. Okay, go for dude. Give me a minute. I'll see if I can sort that. Okay, go for dude. Give me a minute. I'll see if I can sort that. Okay, what about now? Has that killed the echo? Hopefully it has killed the echo. Ripjaws are kaiju. That's quite an interesting idea. Ben 10 Alien says How to Train Your Dragons. Possibly we could do it as a How to Train Your Dragon. I'll say a few hellos though. Hello Bam Jedi Ram. Good to see you. Go for Dude 88. Always good to see you here. King Corn. Welcome. Justin. I think that's everyone. Oh, Omega Prime and Ben, welcome. Kind of figured Ben would be on here. And then, yeah. Cool, so let's get started with some rough sketching. So, I suppose I'll put a poll out in a minute to, so we got Kaiju, steampunk. I will need help if I do steampunk. I think we had D&D, and do we have any other options? A room tour video. Go for dude. I will do that at some point, or once I tidy the place up a little bit, because it's a bit of a mess. But this corner is pretty much self-explanatory. It's the corner of the room. And just got an art desk, my pen display, laptops here, iPads here, second iPad over here to just have it just in case I need it with the sound off. Keyboards, Bluetooth keyboard for shortcut stuff's here. And then, yeah, phones kind of put into this boom mic element, which is quite good. And then it's just working on that. The music dips in and out, it's just the internet, but it should be fine. So we've got Kaiju, Steampunk, D&D, and what else have we got? A demon. Ripjaws in the style of Spider-Verse. That's an interesting one, Justin. That's very interesting as an idea. Welcome back, Omega Prime. Okay, so we've got that. I will just add in... I'll add Demon to it, so we've got 4 on the poll. But let's see what we've got for that for now. And then I will start just doing a few warm-up sketch bits. Got to get... I haven't really drawn today, so got to get into the habit of kind of drawing a bit and warm up a little bit on these, just to get a rough shape or shape design for the head. He's kind of got a, it's got almost like a dragon type head anyway. Back a bit. You can't see the poll. You should be able to. It should be at the very top of the chat. You can see it now. No worries. Ripjaws in the style of My Hero Academia. Ooh. Maybe I should do something like that. Put Ben 10 aliens into My Hero Academia in that. I did watch Ben 10... what's it? It's Ben 10 Omniverse. Ben 10 versus the Universe or something. Earlier on today. The animation style's not too bad, but I just wanted to get in Ben 10 mood. Loki votes Kaiju. Okay. Kind of a interesting one. How's everyone's day been anyway? You had a good day, bad day? Not so bad day? King Corn, that's not a problem if you're at a soccer game and you might not be here the whole time. just message when you can and dip in and out. It's not a problem at all. So let's see what we can come up with. I guess, do you think the polls maybe had long enough, or do we need a bit longer? Let's have a look at what the poll's doing at the moment anyway. So on the poll we currently have Kaiju's winning. Maybe we're going to be doing a Kaiju one then, which should be quite cool. So Ripjaws as a Kaiju would be an interesting one. Justin says Ben 10 Omniverse is the series where he's a teenager and he has a new partner, Vincent versus the partner in versus the universe. It's one where it takes place in the reboot and he has to find Azimuth. Yeah, the one I watched was the reboot one where you've got the anti-tricks with Kevin and you've got the Vilgax becoming almost like an Alien X style form and the whole planet being a Galmechian sort of like the Gallimorph effect all over the planet and stuff. So the anime style's not my favourite, but the storyline wasn't too bad. It was just the only film I could find to watch to just get in the mood. You can't see the poll, it's wrong for you. We will you should be able to see that. Go for dude. Am I still here? Because the internet seems to be lagging a little bit. Can everybody still see and hear me okay? Or is it kind of crashed? I mean, I have seen King Corn says you should start a series on making things into Scooby-Doo monsters. That'd be quite interesting, actually. Skip the ad for that. Seems to be a bit slow on a few things today, actually. Okay, have we got the green screen back, everybody? Because I can fix that quite easily once I double check. Because I should be getting that. That's on preset high and buffering. Yeah, I know, go for dude. Right, green screen. I'll tell you what. I reckon it's because maybe it can't handle it with the connection. Let me just kill that camera. Yes, the green screen of Death's back, and I don't know why. It's quite interesting that I've had that come back. Give me a minute, guys. I will sort this. Right, that could be why. So hopefully, is this one? I probably killed my interface now, so it's going to look kind of funky and kind of funny. I'll tell you what, kill that one. Kill that one. Bring this one back. I know, go for the music's gone because I paused it while I was just looking into this. So there's got to be something technical on the stream, hasn't it? Wait, is the green screen gone now as well? We have music. Do we have green screen or is that gone as well? If that's the case, then we'll just go back to this old camera. So we've got music back and the green screen of Death's gone. Did I hear about that new Velma series? I don't know what that actual series is, the Velma one. So I'm not sure if I have heard about that one or not, to be honest. Cool, green screen's gone. And maybe I need to play around with the setup a bit more because it's using the phone coming in as well as the iPad to the laptop. It's probably not configured quite right. So we'll switch back to the old setting that we've got, where I'm looking straight at you guys. I've got the bit in front of me, and you had a quick sneak from behind the scenes, really. Looks like my preview window for the video might be a little bit behind, so hopefully that's going to catch up soon and have the window go back to how it should be. But we shall see what's happening. What else we got? So, how's the community? Galahound 19. Oh, I didn't say welcome, Galahound 19. So, welcome. How's the community redraw coming along? And is it just a straight redraw and return the submissions into something different? I am doing something a bit different on this one, but it's more story-wise than it is submission-wise. So I have got something planned out for it. It's just I haven't fully decided if I'm going to be doing that on the artwork as well just yet. But I am writing the story out, which is quite good. Justin says it's basically a new adult Velma series where they swap everything except Fred, remove Scooby, and it's an adult series with a Riverdale murder mystery guy. That sounds a bit... It sounds okay, Justin, but that also sounds a bit boring. Why would they do... Scooby's the whole point of it. Scooby and Shaggy have the dynamic of being scared of everything. It's the whole fun of it. And they changed the race of every character except Fred. That doesn't surprise me. Hey, Minecraft Transformers. Omega Prime. Is that DDLC in Five Nights at Freddy? I do have something Five Nights at Freddy related coming up as well. Mainly, it's the producer and voice in this new Velma series. Okay, King, go on. Yeah, by all means, sort your soccer game out, and I'm going to be here for a couple hours, so keep coming back. I think the stream's a little bit behind where I'm talking and what I can see on my screen on one of the windows, so I'm going to just kill that. There we go. Cool, that might help with it. Hey Koi Fish, welcome. I've had a few issues, a bit of green screen, trying something new out, and a few internet issues and that. You know, the thing you get with live streams, I still blame it on you know, me saying I don't have a soul and your demon guy trying to take over the world. Galahound says, have I thought about doing a jungle themed community redraw? I have thought about that, and I know that has been suggested. I've just got to figure out how and when I'm going to tie that in. Oh, okay. Doki Doki Literature Club and DDLC is the short version of it. Ah, thanks for that, Omega Prime. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, so we're going to be doing... I'm going to cancel the poll now because it's been on for a while. End that poll. And we're going to be doing basically a Kaiju version of Ripjaws. So now I've got to figure out how I'm going to do a Kaiju version. That's going to be quite interesting. I guess I just take Ripjaws and make him really, like, absolutely insanely massive and lethal. Yeah, Koi, I basically plugged my phone in to use it, and I think I didn't have the settings right, and it just handshaked crazy the whole setup, so I'll sort that later. You sent me a design with the new Velma series characters. Okay, that's cool, Justin. I'll check that out after the stream. Pacific Rim Kaiju. Yes, they've got some cool ones up, for, like the Copperhead Kaiju and stuff. If it's the series, but yeah, they do have a few cool ones out there. Right, let me get some reference images of Kaiju up as well. I suppose we want him to be water-based, but we also want him to be kind of massive and just lethal. Okay, I've got an image I quite like the look of. A reference to base Ripjaws on. Let's have some fun now. Hey, fellow mice toothless, welcome. Right, let's start this drawing now because we're a little bit into the stream and we've had a few technical issues, but we'll just get on with the show. So I've got to do a Kaiju, so let's get a Kaiju based pose kind of sorted out. Ripjaws kind of It's kind of got that massive lower jaw that comes out a bit further. Obviously we need that anglefish bit on his head. That's going to come down a bit more. Just roughing out a pencil sketch at the moment, guys. If you've got any questions, let me know, and we will answer them as and when we go along here. Which version of Ripjaws are we doing? Justin asked. We're going to be doing like the original classic Ben 10 version, like the very first like set of 10 aliens Ripjaws, which is the rather cool mermaid type one. But obviously if I'm going to be doing this as a kaiju, I'm going to be completely and utterly making this kind of bit more creepier looking. Guess what, its mouth open a bit, the overbite. Massive buggy eyes. Then sisters, I'm laying down with my, I'm assuming that's with your dog. Just give me a second. I think that's what you said. The screen chat's a bit off to the side, so let's extend that out a bit and let's see if that's any better when it lays up. Yeah. Oh, cool. Something really weird has happened as well. My little chat window for the whole sort of like chat that we've got from Stream Elements has just come into an like in-browser version of the stream. Have you ever had that before? And if you had, how did you solve it without restarting a stream? Because I'd have to restart the stream to fix that, and I'm not doing that. I'll fix it for next time. It's just a bit of an odd one, so I thought I'd ask the question if you're still there. Give me a second, guys. I am just rearranging my windows a little bit so I can see things a bit easier. And hopefully it will catch up with the chat bit. It's the new version of OBS. It does that now. What? That's ridiculous. I'll have to have a look at seeing if I can sort that out, guys. That's quite, I have to say, that is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe they've done that. That's terrible. That seems absolutely... Sorry, I'm gonna have a moan now about it. It's doesn't make sense that they've done that, really. Let's just close that chat window down and reopen it, just so I can get the chat back, because I moved it, and because they've actually changed how that works in it, that's just insane. I'll have to catch up with what you guys are saying when it filters through in a second, so give me a minute. The chat's just catching up. What have we got? Okay. Yeah, Koi, it's no longer snapping, it's just like a whole version of your stream, and then you get that double echo thing that I had earlier, which is a bit of a... I don't know. That seems really annoying to me. It doesn't seem like... The other way was so much nicer and such a cooler way of integrating it. It seems a bit odd that they've just gone and done that. If that makes sense. Galahound asks... I'm going back up the chat a little bit. Have I thought about gaming characters as Demons Episode 2 because you didn't recommend Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat and Halo? I have. I've got a few lined up for that. Problem I've got is I've got so many ideas and follow-up series, but I've got some cool ones for this month and next month that I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm trying to find that balance between them. A Hammerhead thing. Maybe. I'm kind of thinking of doing kind of the... kind of like epically big teeth type thing on this one, like they seem to have those serrated type jaws coming out, and Ripjaws does have some quite funky teeth, so I want it to be a bit obvious it's Ripjaws, but at the same time I'm going to change the body shape in that to be more Kaiju-esque, because I think that would work really well. I think also Kaiju are one of those weird ones to draw. It's kind of a... I don't know. It just seems really weird drawing a Kaiju version of Ripjaws. I'm not even sure how this is going to turn out or what it's going to look like. It's going to be rather interesting, to say the least. Galahound also asks, what is the most disappointing reboot film I've ever seen? I don't actually know about Reboot. What film was the most disappointing one that I've ever seen that they made? What's it called? There was one that I saw and they remade it, and I started watching it and I refused to watch it. I can't remember what it was. It was that bad I've forgotten what it is. But one of the best ones I've seen where the sequel was better than the original was Guyver, which is one of the anime series I first got into. It got me sort of the graphic novels, and that got me into sort of like the whole drawing of it all. And the first one is really old and bad animation, but the second one, the storyline wasn't too bad, but the special effects for back then were really good. It's called Guyver Dark Hero. Really, really good. Did I prolong the event on Discord and say it's ending on the 31st, but submissions is ending on the 29th? No, go for dude. Submissions end on the 28th or the 29th, whichever date you've put in there, but we will announce them on the 30th in whatever video or something's going and happen, and that, as well as on the Discord on the 30th, to give us a couple of days to figure it out and get it into the video and everything. Powerpuff Girls as Kaiju's quite an interesting one. Do you think Spider-Man can take down Mount Lady, Death Fist, and the Woods? No. Hey Stephen, welcome to the stream. Hey Cenus Dracosaurus. I can see you have arrived. If anybody's wondering, we're kind of taking Ripjaws, and I'm kind of trying to make him a bit more of a Kaiju effect on this design, and have a rather interesting body. I'm just focusing on the details on the head a bit more, because the Kaijus tend to have really funky style designs, like the bone structure and that, so I'm trying to just work that into it a little bit. It's a bit weird because trying to do Ripjaw's head on a Kaiju is a bit more of a an interesting one. So we'll just see how that goes. I don't like that eye. It's bugging me. There you go. The one thing I do like about digital is you can kind of take what you're working on and you can mix it around and stuff and sort it out a bit. Tell you what, I'm going to cheat. I've got multiple screens, so I just get an image up on the other screen so I can have both images that I'm referencing up. That'll work really well for me. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Cool. So it does kind of have a neck bit, and they kind of have gills on the kaiju in a sense. I know they can all kind of breathe underwater, but I want to make the gill aspect a bit more visible and notable on this, because, you know, the gills are kind of what sell part of the design. Yeah, it would have kind of more of a lizardy type body, long and slender to a degree, but also I think it'd have like this bony armor structure around the neck, kind of like a dragon. It'd be like a cross between a dragon and something else, really. Sorry, I still got a bit of a cough, but it is getting there. Ben, Pokemon as Kaiju is quite a cool idea, but I've got another Pokemon sort of like genre swap video lined up some point beforehand. I'm not actually sure if that kind of artistic kid's going to show up in the stream or not, but we'll find out at some point. Alright, let's just draw some more of the... Now that I've kind of got the initial structure I want in place for that bit. Let's try and figure out a pose for this character. It's got quite a long neck. I want these like... Tell you what, let's go sensible on this. Let's write what I'm doing here on a new layer, just so I can plan out a couple pose ideas potentially. I don't think my Discord's actually muted. I think I'm still getting alerts from somewhere on it. It's still actually open. Right. I'll kill that. Wonder what that dinging was. Kind of trying to figure out the pose for this, so I'm just penciling in rough ideas of where I kind of want the bits to go. And just see what's actually happening on it all. What have we got in the chat a second? Oh, Venomized Toothless. It's going to have long type arms. They've all got these like overextended longish arms. And Ripjaw has really long arms. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to... Is posing this guy is the problem. I need to figure out how I'm going to pose the character. That's the bit I'm trying to figure out, what pose I want for it. Super long dangly arms going to be part of this character design a bit. Excuse me. Oh, render and flesh it out a little bit more in a bit. I'm just gonna try and get a few features of Ripjaws kind of in on this Kaiju. Just to give it a bit of a... I'm not sure about the main body bit though at the moment. Yeah, go for dude. I noticed that was you. What other questions have we got? Leaping out of the water? Maybe. I've got the idea that there's going to be this front bit down here. It's kind of like maybe going to be on some debris or a rock or something. Kind of like the idea that it's hoisting itself up. Obviously, I need to keep some of the features of Ripjaws on this, but also have the other features of a bit. So I'm going to stick an Omnitrix symbol on it somewhere as well, which would be quite cool. What have we got? Galaham19 says, Dempsey, you've been quoting to do a steampunk series for a while now. What ideas have you lined up? I'm not entirely sure on that. I'm still researching steampunk stuff, though. It shouldn't actually be too difficult to do a steampunk series. I want to do something different to what I've normally got, so I don't think it'll be like something turned into mech armors. I think it'll be a series of characters or something. Not My Hero Academia, but I will eventually do that. But I'm thinking of doing maybe another series. I don't know, Dragon Ball or Demon Slayer steampunk, potentially. Could be an interesting one. I need to work it all out. At the moment, I'm just about keeping up with my current narrators and stuff on the channel, so I've got to make sure it all works out nicely and it ties in together, because if it doesn't, kind of just epically fails on that one. Skylanders as demons, Ben suggested on one of them. It's not too bad. That's quite a good one. Yes, Justin, the classic one of Ripjaws is weak to breathing on land. However, it's a kaiju, so these things can breathe on land and water, and well, expected they could get away with it. They could breathe in space, so we're kind of sorted on that one. And then yeah, I kind of guess it depends, but I also want to maybe make the head of this character a bit more large and stuff. I think its neck can be quite close to its body on this one. We can have a rather long, almost like the squid-like one. If it's in the water, we'll kind of... I'm just drawing a rough idea for like water around it at the moment. Best thing about doing the pencil sketch stage and that is you can kind of try and figure out what you're doing a little bit more. Just got to figure out how exactly I'm going to do some of these elements. Maybe that should be smaller and halfway down its back. This may look a little bit weird in a bit once I've done some more of this, because it's going to be I've done some of the water bits and that. I obviously want to get its... Well, he has kind of like a tail in the water, but I'm gonna kind of pinch a... possibly pinch the tail design of the Kaiju a little bit. Need to figure out how to split this up a little bit of the tail, maybe position that slightly differently. You have a Kaiju based on Benton aliens, so in the planned Kaiju Jaeger narrator being someone who makes mechs to kill Kaiju and free them apart from multiverse matters. Possibly. I do plan to have a Kaiju / Jaeger narrator. I'm gonna have to watch a lot of Pacific Rim and that just to get my Kaiju lore up. Same as a lot of the old Godzilla movies or series. To get more of the monsters in, because I will be doing probably some Godzilla characters, the Kaiju from there. Will be quite cool. And then we'll work through that. But yeah, they kind of could potentially go together. Not entirely sure, but maybe. Gofty said, is that kind of artistic going to be the steampunk narrator? No idea. He is going to end up being well, he might trial as a narrator if he wants to at some point, but I don't think it's going to be a main narrator to start with. To be honest, we haven't actually fleshed that out, so he could be. We'll just see what happens on it. Things have been a little bit hectic lately, so we haven't had a chance to properly flesh some of that stuff out and make it become more of a, well, more of how we kind of want it to be. But he is interested in narrating on the channel, so I'll give it a go. It's probably the only perk he's ever going to get from me on the channel. But yeah, I say only perk. The reason is I expect everyone in here knows, but for those that don't, he's my eldest child. Sorry, that kind of artistic kid is my eldest child, and yeah, it's one of those cases where just got to see how it goes. If they're up for it, great. If not, it's fine. But he's planning out properly to be right for whatever story or narrator type we put them in. We haven't fleshed that part out yet. Ben, yeah, he hasn't shown up on the stream yet, but there's still time. He might show up a little bit later. I don't know. It depends. He had quite a late night last night, I believe. He was at a, sorry, they were at a sleepover, so I expect it was a late night and probably might not show up on the stream. Crazy for a day. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you on here before. Maybe the Ripjaws Kaiju is above the Rust Bucket, but as a ship. Oh, that's a nice idea. I'm not very good at drawing ships, but that's a really nice idea. Just spotted the Glitcher has made a comment. Dragon Ball. Welcome, the Glitcher. Sorry I missed you earlier, but welcome. Right, let's try and make some more. here, or we pencil these in. I kind of want to do something on this arm, but I don't know what I want to do for it. I don't want it to be... Are we hoisting out, or are we hoisting and reaching? I kind of feel I want to... change this arm a little bit to be maybe... hands coming out and kind of coming towards us a bit, maybe. Just to try and show a bit more. Potentially a bit more of the Kaiju's design. And is it further up the elbow I did it, or is it? Yeah, it covers that whole bit there, so maybe we can do the whole. The long I like that better. Kind of like the menacing and imposing, the arms coming out to get you type of feel. Crazy for a day, that was one of the best series, and I did have a go at Phobias of Dragons in my last video. I do have a second one lined up that I'm working on. I've got some, trying to pick some more interesting ones this time that potentially haven't been done by Popcross. I'm hoping they haven't been done because they were a bit of a nightmare to figure out. But yeah, I say a bit of a nightmare to figure out. It's finding ones that are quite interesting and quite unique. But hopefully I've got four or five lined up, which can make very interesting, a very interesting follow-up video, because that one seems to be doing quite well at the moment. So I thought double down and see how it goes. Maybe start a new series, Phobias of Dragons, among other things. Barnacles to Ripjaws. I like that idea, Justin. Maybe we can add something like that. It depends on how it's going to go, because it's kind of drawing out some of the details, because these guys are quite, they're a cross between skinny and oddly shaped, so it's kind of getting the muscular structure and that right. And these bodies are really weird for these kaiju. They're kind of like I don't know how to explain it. They're just distorted in parts, which makes it really cool but really difficult to draw. Phobias of Bentane aliens. I think he's got a few that kind of make people terrified and ghost freak and stuff, so it would be interesting to see how I could do that. Omega Prime, but it's not a bad idea. Well, Ben, those three had been done by Popcross, but I also wanted to do them with my own spin on it. I wanted to pick ones people might have heard of, but I didn't want to do arachnophobia to start with. Quite a few people really don't like spiders, so doing arachnophobia to start with is kind of a bit of a, as cool as it may be, it's kind of a bit of a weirder one to have. Plus suppose figuring out a spider type dragon's quite an odd one. But hopefully my video went down quite well and you guys enjoyed it. I have to say my favourite one was the beans one. Leguminophobia. I saw that on the list and thought I had to do it. Just, it's kind of an ongoing joke on the channel now, every now and again with beans, so I thought I'd have to do that. I have realised that I did miss Ronald was on here and asked what we were drawing earlier. Probably guessed it by now. Ripjaws is a kaiju. But yeah, welcome to the stream if you're still here. I do apologise. I tried to catch a few names as they come in and out, but mainly it's whoever's doing the main talking on the chat is who I kind of catch to start with. I think his head's too small. I don't know, I think I just want to... I feel like I kind of want to... Yeah, I think that's looking a bit better. I kind of just bring his head around a bit and just... I think maybe I need to move this slightly. Oops. Let's merge that down while I've got that together because I quite like how most of that looks. Go for dude. Is that Balaphophobia? The fear of waffles as a dragon would be quite an interesting one. Yeah, this kaiju might be going, ooh, Big Brown Rock, I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll do a little boat in the bottom. Or something. But kind of like the idea of, I kind of like the pose and how this is looking so far in the composition. I think the tail needs a little bit of work though. I'm not happy with it completely. I think it needs to be, maybe if I, trying to find the right... Nope, don't like it. We'll get rid of that. Do the tail again. Don't like how that tail looks. I want it to be a bit more dynamic coming out of the water, maybe. First part's going to kind of curl back slightly. That's a bit better. What I want to try and do is I want to try and shape the... I'm trying to get a bit of composition into this piece. So it's kind of where the elements point you back onto the themselves. So this part of the tail is kind of pointing back towards the head here. So it kind of has this continuity flow where you're following the shapes around just a little bit. Kind of got these funky patterns on him. Just try and add. Yeah, he's kind of got these like when he's in the water mode. He's kind of got these bits on him. Which are kind of cool. I don't know if that tail's just a little bit too big now. Maybe if I shrink it down a bit. That's a bit better. Kind of keeping in line with the Kaiju. Just because even if they are a bit weird, the kind of thing. Bye Omega Prime. Catch you later. Thanks for joining the stream. Hopefully I've caught you before you disappeared. I've just seen your message. But if not, bye. And if you're watching this again later, welcome back. Go for it, dude. Ocean later. Go for it, dude. Says Dempsey, if you don't make it reach for a boat, rust bucket, I swear. You swear what? You're gonna swear in a different language? You swear Loki's gonna eat me? Yeah, the Anno aliens from Ben 10 into demons would be quite an interesting one. I am thinking of also doing a Nematrix version of demons. Because the natural predators, the Ben 10 ones, so we've got predators to the ones that have already been created in the Ben 10 aliens. I think I've done 2 episodes as demons on the channel. So I think that'd be quite a cool one to do. Justin says, is Go for Dude still buying pizza for anybody who doesn't save that kind of artistic kid? You have to ask him, Justin. I've got no idea what's happening on that anymore. Well, not fully an idea of what's happening on that. That's kind of gone on to its own kind of territory. I can't draw boats to save my life. Just thinking about it, I'll draw a little boat in. It's going to be the representation of a boat, okay guys? There we go, we've got a little rust bucket in there. It would be good for scale. Yeah, you're right, it does come out. Do you want a rusty old-fashioned boat with metal panels. I think that's as kind of like best I'm going to get it. Venomized Toothless. It's like a rusty old little boat in there. I kind of feel it's missing something other than that like massive Omnitrix on his side or the arm that he has on here. Kind of has it around here. I have to look into how I've done that. What about that? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the lure's got to be something interesting. Maybe it glows and lights the whole thing up with the details of the face as well, but the lure on its head's got to be something unique. What can we do for that? Well, maybe its light and eyes glow red, give it some creepy factor. Maybe I will be working on the whole like atmosphere of the piece, but also want to get the get enough like waves crashing in that. Do we have another song playing? I need to check a second. Yes, I want more music. Give me music. Thank you. Got the light green. I'm not sure if I'm going to do green or I'm going to do the Kaiju bluish colour that they've got. They've got that bluey green glow to it. That also comes from inside the mouth. In fact, that's probably what I'm missing on this. As much as I like the mouth here, I think I need to do the classic like giant Ripjaws overbite. And then add like this whole scaly mouth bit in here. Give it one of those weird tongue bits sticking out. I like that a bit more now. No, I haven't Venomized Toothless, so I haven't seen a tree snake yawn, but I think it's kind of like the super wide mouth you're on about. but that's kind of a bit trickier to do. But I kind of like where we've got for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start inking the character out. Push the nachos through the screen. Yeah, go for dude. Chuck a few my way. So now we're going to look to do some of the line art on this. I'll just get the layers sorted, and I just need to test the brush out. Thickness, that might do. So I'm going to go to add details on this, and it's going to be quite interesting to see where we get to in a minute. I guess the question is, how many have we got watching, and how many likes do we have at the moment? If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you smash the like button to get it out there. I say smash the like button, just give it a thumbs up. It's a little bit of a click for you guys, but it's awesome help for the channel. And yeah, let me know how many are watching and how many likes we've got. It's always interesting to find that out. Five people, 8 likes. More likes than people is also good. If any of you aren't on the Discord and you want a link, it is in the should be in the description of this live stream. But also feel free to ask one of our many moderators that we've got on the stream. I'm sure they'll be happy to either paste the link in or point you in the right direction. This is the kind of the fun stage when you're inking the rough sketch. You can kind of take out what you want and make more interesting sketched bits. Just add those little bits of detail to look like skin coming out and around from the mouth. Did I see your submission yet? Possibly Venomized Toothless. I've had a look at a couple of them. I can't remember which one's yours, to be honest. Which one was it? If you say the name of the character or something, I'll probably be able to tell. I have had a brief look at them, and I'm starting to flesh through them this week to redraw them and fit them in with the story I've got to finish off. I need to finish Friday's video a little bit as well. I've started that one, which is quite good. Friday's is going to be a continuation of the Phobias one. Since I already started drawing the Phobias out the other day, it was quite good fun to have those Phobias kind of... I don't know, I quite enjoyed drawing those dragons and the Phobias, and I just got in the mindset of doing them, so I started a couple extra ones. I'm halfway through it, and that's going to be Friday's video, which should be awesome fun. Sound Waves, Night Helmet, Tonfers, and a red bandana. Oh, the one with the like the music beats in the visor. That was an awesome one. Yeah, I did see that. That's quite a cool design. Really like that one. No, that's quite good if that's the one I'm thinking of. Go for Dude has a question. Are there any drawings you want to make into custom stickers for the Discord? Yes, I will be making some of them in. I know I made Nexum into one. All the narrators will eventually be a custom drawing on the Discord, because I think that'll be quite cool. And then, yeah, I'm not 100% sure after that. I think I'll probably take a selection of like mech armors and stuff, like the favourites or some of the best video ones. That's the point. Do you think I should do some pictures of myself doing expressions like or thumbs up and stuff, and like have them on the Discord, because that'd be quite cool as well. But I know a lot of other Discords have done that, so that's where I kind of got the idea from. I think Koifish has done it on one or two, and I know Popcross has a couple of them. But I thought it'd be quite cool to kind of add me to the Discord images. I'm not expecting anyone to use them, but I thought it'd be quite fun. Right. So now I want that to be pure black. Just like a gaping darkness in his mouth. I quite like how I can do these textures where it's just make it kind of rough and not really match much. Kind of adds a huge amount of detail to the image. Also gives it a really comic-y type of feel to it, which is quite good. I apologise if that cough was a bit deafening. That kind of echoed and went a bit loud. Hopefully I haven't like deafened you all and you can still hear me fine. Nice Venomized Toothless. He's an awesome OC. I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing a bit of a twist where I... I know the lore's going to have a twist for the redraw. I haven't decided if the artwork's going to have much of a twist or not yet. I might do a small twist to the artwork, but keep them true to the original forms for the ones that I select. But I am interested in reading all the lore, because hopefully if I pull this off, I've got a really cool idea for the story bit on the lore, which will be quite nice to have. But as I say, that just depends solely if I am able to pull off what I'm planning. If I don't, it'll be nice to, I'll make sure that artwork's really nice for everybody. But if I can pull it off, it will be quite cool. Although I do have to do another video at some point where I break the fourth wall, like I did with Nexum, and I just Nexum's one where I took Benny Sharp and just squished him down and threw him off the screen. I had a lot of fun doing that. Sorry any Benny Sharp fans, but it was Nexum's video. I had to do something nice for Nexum. Ah, you made it, that kind of artistic kid. Hello and welcome. If you haven't guessed, I'm doing Ripjaws as a kaiju, so we've kind of got quite a detailed looking Ripjaws being formed here. It's quite cool. You're guessing Monday's the redraw? Yeah, Monday will be the redraw for the last Monday, Halloween, the 31st, is going to be the redraw. that is the complete plan for that at the moment. And if all goes well, that'll be what I'm planning to have for it. Obviously, this Friday is the. Oh my god! Yeah, this Friday is going to be a Phobia Dragon one. Then Monday has to be the redraw. Because yeah, it's Monday. That's Halloween. Wow, that's crept up quicker than I thought. I'm not sleeping this week, guys. I'm getting that redraw done. Fix the lure. What are we doing with the lure? Very nice toothless, a bit more. And one plain pie. Huh? Alright, okay, that's that. Yeah, what are we doing with the lure? Because at the moment, I'm going to just leave it like that. I don't know what we're kind of going to do with that lure to make it a bit more unique or stand out a bit more. So I need suggestions from you guys in the chat. What do you want to happen with the lure? Are we making a particular shape on it, or are we just having it as a however it's looking? It needs to be more like an orb. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. So more like that. Someone said it looked like a scorpion tail. Well, yeah, but his kind of does look like a scorpion tail on Ripjaws. It's got that. I know it's got the long orb thing, but it's. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so we've got that bit. So let's go onto the back of the head now. Well, I'm hoping this is looking kind of cool. I'm kind of liking how the heads actually turn out now. In fact, I don't want that toothpick there. That's better. I'm kind of really enjoying how this bit's coming out, and this looks awesome so far. But let me know what you guys think of how the lineup's coming out on this one. I don't know, I've got this like almost pseudo monster effect happening. Can you make that kind of artistic but Go4Do says, Dempsey, can you make that kind of artistic kid buy 4 large pepperoni stuffed crust pizzas and a plain and pumpkin pie? I need to feed Loki's campaign party members. No, Go4Do, you're supposed to be buying the pizzas, because why are we making him buy it when you're the one that's going to be sacrificing him? Don't you think that's a bit mean? You're sacrificing that kind of... Sorry. When you're sacrificing that kind of artistic kid, don't you think that's a bit mean to, like, make him buy the pizzas as well? have anything on their arms usually? Usually they've got some kind of armour, like bony type armour. So I'm going to add a bonish type armour to the... I'm improvising this now. I have no idea if this is going to look cool or not. Just really giving it a go to see what happens. Kind of blends in with the skin as well, so it's not like a proper bone armor. It's more like a similar to up here, where it's kind of like a bit like the plate of the skin that goes in. Ben says, so when am I going to draw Dino Dinoclaw? Probably in November. I do plan to do the narrators in these little shorts like I did with Nexum. I haven't finished planning out Dino Dinoclaw's actual look and feel just yet. He's going to... yeah, I'm not entirely 100% sure. I do want to, on some of the narrators though, do a bit of a... maybe add them as a mixture in with some other stuff to see what you guys come up with on one or two of them in a community redraw or something. But it's not coming up anytime soon. That'll be one a bit later. It's smart to steal their money than sacrifice them. Yes, true. I do torment him with the narrators. He doesn't like the voices I use. Sorry, that kind of artistic kid does not like the voices I use, but I have fun when it comes to that. But Dino, for Dino Dinoclaw, if I do draw him, I'm thinking of actually adding him to a dinosaur episode anyway, maybe putting him at the end of it or something. But I haven't actually finished fleshing the character out as much as I'd like to just yet. Venomized Toothless. Dino Dinoclaw kind of sounds like the adult version of Dino Dan. Dino Dan? I'm not sure I know that, but yeah, he's kind of a weird cross between David Attenborough and I don't know what else. Just happened to come to life with based on a David Attenborough way of speaking and stuff. It's weird, the personalities of the characters are kind of based off things I've seen. So Nexum, for example, GopherDude found this the other day. I put it on the Discord. If any of you have actually looked up Ace Rimmer from Red Dwarf, he's kind of got the attitude and persona of that character, which is quite cool. And then, yeah, they developed from that. I think the only one that I need to still work on the voice for a little bit is Demonica Darkstorm. She sounds a bit like Dino Dinoclaw still. And I have been looking in ways of increasing my vocal range for these, so they actually come out a lot more distinct than they are currently. Ben asks, who would be the next narrator I draw after I do Dino Dinoclaw? I don't actually know. I do want to do Ehrenfeld. Mainly because I've drawn Nexum, and those two kind of... well, let's face it, those two are always on adventures together. They're always jumping into each other's one. I think there's a good rapport between them, and they're the two of the ones that I like to put into it together. I think even though Erenfold doesn't understand the whole tech and mech thing, I like the fact that they've got this mutual respect for each other. I think it's quite a nice effect on the video for characters that aren't really too linked together or anything like that, if that makes sense. They're from different worlds completely, but they've got this respect for each other because they've helped each other out in like these scrapes in the past and stuff, and made it so that they both had to survive relying on each other. And I think that's quite cool. They're different enough to be unique, but at the same time they come together quite nicely. The moniker is a female demon, not a boring paleontologist. Being a paleontologist is done a close job. That is right, Ben. But I also want her voice to be... I was trying to go for a bit of a charming voice at the same time, but a bit of a posh voice, because being a demon, I have some things lined up for her, and I need to be able to have a distinction with her voice, how it is now, to what might happen later on in the series. Because with demons, obviously, they can, if they are possessed or possess someone, the voice of that person changes and stuff. So I have to have it so that it ties in with the whole genre as well. But that's not the end of the world. That's just going to be how it goes. Right, okay, so that's how it goes that way. I'm also trying not to give too much away for her, because I need to do more. Sorry, even though it's been Halloween month, I haven't really done her in the videos or anything yet, because she's a demon. She's an obvious choice, so I've kind of avoided her being in it, but she will show up in one of the videos coming up, possibly in the redraw, but she will be showing up on one of the videos in the next couple of weeks. It should be quite fun. It's kind of weird, but depending on the video, scripting it out can take anywhere between an hour to a couple of days to do it, in between the drawings and stuff. So I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit on some of them, but I also want some continuity so the story flows. So by that, what I mean is like with the Phobias, Erenfold speaking, but if I introduce another narrator into, say, the next Phobias of Erenfold speaking, or another character, it's a continuation where it flows onto them. Kind of like this Welcome to the Splatfest one I did, where they all met each other for the first time. And then we're going to have little adventures with the narrators spinning off together as different groups from time to time, but that they need planning out a bit more, because I've got all these ideas and everybody wants to see all these amazing things, but I also want to make sure that I give time for the narrators to develop their, not exactly their personalities fully, but they need to develop their, kind of develop how they interact and the growth of each character. I know where I want them to go, if that makes sense. Koi, I'm on the TV. Awesome! I'm a TV star. Let me know how many minutes I'm on the TV for. If you can do 15, that's my 15 minutes of fame. And I've got that before half of my MPs with what's going on in the UK. Being UK based, yeah. I just wanted to have a dig at the MPs, to be honest. It's ridiculous at the moment over here. But anyway. Ripjaws for Prime Minister. That's what I should have done. Wait, my screen. Did your screen break? Or something, Ben? About an hour and we've got this far. That's actually quite good now. Well, about an hour and a half now. But yeah, I think an hour's worth of drawing since we got started. I think that's pretty cool. I think the interesting bit's going to be when I actually try to do the water around the character. That's going to be the weirdest bit. Don't matter what's said has been said. Hey Joy, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. How are you? Are you still you're still working for the demons and the devil, or are you? Is it your day off? I have to admit, next year I will probably be getting a mask or something and doing some extra for Halloween. If it's not a mask, it's going to be some elements like decorating the backdrop behind me a bit more Halloweeny and stuff. I saw a few things this year that was like maybe, but at the same time it's all a bit chaotic at the moment, so I will invest for next year with a few ideas I've got and gather stuff around the year for certain events. Should be quite cool. It's your day off, you can speak freely. Awesome. Yeah, it did look quite cool with the mask on your mini live stream the other day, Koi, with you and Koi. That was quite cool, and that sort of like effect in the background was absolutely amazing. Don't know if anyone else has seen it, but if you haven't, I recommend you check out the little short live Q&A on Koi Fish's channel, because it's really good fun to watch. There was a visit from a demon, devil, king, ruler of hell, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that was quite cool. Joy, yeah, I'll put that down as one of my things to do for next year, to draw while wearing a mask. That'd be quite interesting. But if that's the case, I challenge you to draw a blobfish with your eyes closed. Just to, you know, throw it out there. Bearing in mind, I know how insanely difficult it will be to draw with your eyes closed, because, yeah. Go for dude. So Dempsey, did you want those nachos because Loki ate them? No, it's fine. I'm good. Koi fish. Me and the devil are never in the same room at the same time. Oh. It's kind of like a certain reporter and a superhero sort of like alternate identity. They're never in the room at the same time as well. Joy goes, I'm going to do that. Oh my god, that's an awesome idea. Cool. Video it or do it on one of the streams, and then if you do that, I'll have to do a follow-up one on one of these live streams where I'll attempt to draw. I'm left-handed drawing, but I am ambidextrous, so I can write kind of both. I've not tried drawing. Digitally you could cheat, but I'm going to swap hands for a second and draw a few lines just to see what it comes out like. Although I am kind of cheating, I'm drawing the lines on stuff that's meant to be not straight and squiggly. But yeah, I need to practice that because the control's not quite there as much as I'd like it to be. However, yeah, I'm ambidextrous for a lot of things, but drawing and writing seem to be left hand, throwing and catching's right hand, and then everything else is just in between. But yeah. Ben, YouTubers always challenge each other with something. I'm interested to see Popcross's. He was going to do a video, and we're going to have to chase him on this if he hasn't done it. It was something along the lines of, was it YouTuber characters that inspired me or something? He was going to draw their original characters or something from the YouTubers that inspire him. So I'm really interested to see how that turns out and who he's picked. He did mention it in one of his videos, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but that'd be quite cool. Of course, I've got no idea who's on the list or anything. I'm just kind of curious who he would pick, and if he'd say why or why that character. It's always fun to find out what people kind of want to do for their characters and stuff. Okay, so that's that. Alright, where do we want to go from here? Let's continue this bit then. Let's get some of these larger bits in, but that's some of these more. I tell you what, I now have a newfound respect for how long it took Popcross to do his Pokemon SCPs, like the Cypher one, where he's made it more lobster-like with all these details, because this is taking a lot longer than it normally takes to get to whatever stage we're at. I know it's more detailed, but I've got a newfound respect for the level of detail. I know sometimes you can like just chuck the detail out there and it'll be quite cool and done, but at the same time, you kind of, it's not until you do something yourself you realise, oh my god, the amount of like effort that's gone into it. It's like Koi, I'm going to use you as an example. It's like the overlays from Koi Fish uses for his streams to give us that awesome interface compared to what I've got here. I mean, it's got like 12 items on screen kind of thing to do this effect and to do this through OBS. But my hat's off, mad respect to the amount that you've sent me in a screenshot before, Koi. That's absolutely insane, but your setup is awesome. But yeah, it's not until you actually do something you see someone do that you think, oh my god, I never realised that much was involved in it or something, and you just, I don't know, you just kind of gain that level of respect for the effort other people put in there. Because you watch all your favourite YouTubers and you're like, oh yeah, they've got a video where they've done this, they've edited this, that's not a problem. You know, it's a 15-minute video, I can do that, that's simple, it probably took them about an hour or two. And then when you go to do it yourself, you're like, first time round, 7-8 hours later, oh my god, I'm still going. But it is worth it in the end. But yeah, just mad respect for people when they do, when you finally attempt to do something that they've done, and you look at it and you're like, oh my god, that's insane. What have we got? Yeah, Koi, I know what you mean, like your 10 hours worth of work for a 2-hour stream, but you know, just think all of that work that you did with the Cuphead before the DLC came out, you know, that video came, the DLC dropped, you had all your streams and stuff for Cuphead, and you'd spent months doing Cuphead live streams and stuff and that. But on the day it came out, that absolutely awesome, insane stream, it all paid off. It was all amazing. It's just like mind-blowing. But yeah, people don't see like the hundreds of hours you put into it in comparison to what's finally there. And then when you get those moments, they are awesome. Joy says, you're left-handed but everything else is right-handed. Fair enough. Just imagine making a video for 2 weeks and not post a video till the end of the 2 weeks. I used to be like that. Before I learned how to do stuff and before I basically worked out how to use the software I use properly, it could take me ages to do a video if I'm recording it, because I was recording it in between work. So I would do a bit of drawing on a lunch break or something, and then it'd take me 3 days to do a simple Copic illustration on A3. But I'd record that, I record it over like several days, and then I would just edit that a bit and upload it. But it took me like a week to do it, and then by the time I uploaded it, you're talking about you're on the second week, so it's just insane. But some content you need to do that. There are animation channels and stuff, and it does take about 2 weeks to do a basic animation. So where they have their content once a month, their content that's once a month has been pretty much a whole month working on it. It doesn't matter if they spent 4 hours working on the animation or the 3D model or whatever they're doing, and you see 15 minutes of it, there's a month's worth of work going into that day in, day out around whatever else they've got on. It's just insane to think about it that way. But yeah, I can imagine the amount of effort in 2 weeks doing a video, and then you spend ages on a video if you can get ahead in that, and then it's you don't post anything for those 2 weeks because you're focused solely on that and sorting stuff. But I went 2 years without posting on my YouTube. I created the YouTube account, but I never actually posted at the start. So kind of like the fact that I've got I've got as many subs and growth on the channel that we've got so far, and we're working to get to that next milestone, which would be awesome. Okay, bye Venomized Toothless. I'm going to get the inking done today anyway and get this sorted, maybe flats in as well, and then definitely going to continue this in a second one. It's a lot more detailed than what we've done so far on the channel, but I've got to say I think it's looking kind of cool right now. But yeah. Is there anything else missing? I know I've got to do the wave. I might change cover. I'll save the rust bucket till last. That'd be quite a cool one to do. How many have we got watching currently, and like how many likes on the video so far? I think last time I asked we had like 5 watching and 8 likes, which was kind of cool. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do this bit by bit. I want to add a bit more detail to these as we go along. I'm afraid, Ben, I haven't seen it yet because I've been doing my stream, but as soon as I finish the stream, if I'm, well, depending what time it is, I may watch it tonight or I may watch it tomorrow. Every now and again I do comment and that, which is quite cool on this video. I do know it's Disney Princesses Demons, which is quite a cool one. Just got to get a bit of time to actually watch his video. Only drawback of a stream on a Monday is I can't watch his video at the time of me doing this one. You should latch a male fish onto it as the female it returns to the smaller. Oh. They were at 11 at some point. Oh, that's cool, Go for Dude. Yeah, people jump in and out of the stream. One of the things I do find with the art streams is they are chilling and more relaxed, but unless someone really likes sort of like your art style or just gets into the mood or wants to watch it, it's going to be people come in and appear and disappear, which is all perfectly fine. I'm happy. I'm just enjoying doing a bit of drawing, to be honest, and chatting with you guys. Nice chilled Monday night stream. I'll do that bit in a minute. What else we got? Ben says, yeah, I thought it was Disney Princesses Folklore, but I did actually suggest he turn them into folklore creatures. Yeah, he's, I think the only thing with that is, depending when you suggested it, his redraws folklore. It's kind of like with my redraw sometime. Also depends on what videos he's got planned when you suggested it, but usually it's a case of if I've got something happening in the redraw, I will try not to make a video close to the redraw of the same subject, or quite the same subject. And I think I'm not saying that is what he does. I'm just saying I think I wouldn't be surprised if sometimes they weren't. The suggestions are really cool, but they're not done for reasons like that. Although I do know he is. What he shared in his Q&As, he does work ahead of when the video gets released, so it is quite cool. He kind of has his schedule worked out, which is really cool. It looks like you put eyes on the tail. Yes, they're going to be glowing kaiju bits. In Pacific Rim, you have on their tail sometimes, and going down the body, sometimes you've got that glowing sort of like bluish green glow from them. It's like the bioluminescence. So I'm going to add that along the tail and hopefully make it pop a little bit more. So I think that'd be quite cool if I was to add that and I can pull that off. But obviously it's also getting the weird eye bits to go along, because if you can imagine this, if I get the lighting right on this as well, because it's going to be a bit of a creepy one because it's a kaiju. If I can get the lighting right, sorry, my voice went funny then. If I can get the lighting right, then this is going to look kind of cool. Because this should, in theory, have like a dark tail and like a blue glow going up along with the normal luminescence. So it might have blue on these triangular bits going up if it's not going to have the Ripjaws' usual white colour, which should work quite well. Go for Dude, you do stay here for the streams or the videos when you get a chance to watch them, and I do appreciate that. Even if you're watching a rerun, you stay all the way through the entire thing, which is absolutely amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for doing that. You're one of the actual hardcore sort of like watchers, viewers, subscribers. You're like one of the hardcore fans of the channel, which I really do appreciate. And it's, you know, it's things like that that really make working on the art just that little bit more special when I do stuff on the channel. Knowing that a couple of people, even if it's just one person or a handful of people, watch the stream all the way through when I do a live stream, or you know, they join in and they interact on the comments on the videos. I really do enjoy it when you guys do your suggestions and you give feedback on the videos and you say what you liked, what you didn't like. you did suggest it on Friday, plus he was thinking about turning FNA shots into Mech Armors Part 2 before the Mech Armor redraw. He was thinking about that. He might... The thing is, it's difficult, because if you can do it two ways. You can either not do a video around the similar content just before the redraw goes out, for example. So if you've got a Mech Armor redraw, you won't really do a Mech Armor video beforehand. Or you can try and use the algorithm from YouTube, and you can do a Mech Armor redraw after you've just done a Mech Armor video, so it kind of like hits it as a double whammy if it's close enough together. One thing I do know about Popcross's schedule, which he, like I say, he said in the Q&As, he does kind of work a video ahead. So if the video, by the time it gets to Friday, he's done the Monday's video. So today, he's not actually working on the video that went live tonight. He's working on Friday's video, and that, he'll have that ready for midweek, and then he'll work on the next one. And that's where I kind of want to be in the future, is at a point where I've got the videos scheduled ahead, and I've managed to do that on a couple, which I'm really, really happy about. But at the same time, I'm often working on the content for a video up until I'm doing the lore in the week in between work, doing the artwork between work, and by the time I get to edit it, it is 2 days worth of work, so it would fit into that, but it takes me 3 or 4 days to actually get everything done and scheduled. So sometimes on a Friday, I'm uploading the video last minute, as Go For Dude can vouch for, on the Discord. I'm often uploading it last minute, thinking, YouTube, hurry up, please. And it'll be quite cool at some point to get away from that. It'd be cool to see Popcross do a full C1 stuff. It would be quite cool. I think he's done one before, but that would be quite cool, Ben. Go For Dude 88 says, don't forget I watched the 3-hour video and the 4-hour stream. Yes, you watched all the way through that 3-hour compilation for the entire Multiverse story arc up to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1. That, Go For Dude, that was insane. It's absolutely amazing. And Coy says, you've watched every episode even if you're not there and you have it AFK'd. Yes, I do appreciate that as well. I have to say, sometimes I've had to do that on your stream because of just the time difference. Twice I've done that. I've left it playing and I've kind of like just crashed out in the middle of it while I've been really enjoying it as well, so I rewind back and I watch it again, so you might get like a watch time and a half or something on it. But yeah, you've got a lot of band. I like that, Koi. So as soon as I watch every episode, even if I'm not there, I have it AFK. I've got a lot of bandwidth to help with those watch hours. AFK for a bit. Nice. Cheers. So I need to just at least finish. I'll tell you what, I'll do the water in a minute. I need to do a different colour for that. Right, so now I've got to draw a little rust bucket. Hello, Hope Henson. How are you? And welcome to the stream. You've caught me as I'm just drawing a small boat that doesn't look too good, but it's like a boat version of the rust bucket because we're turning Ripjaws into kind of like this giant Kaiju character, which I think is coming out pretty well at the moment. But yeah, we're just taking our pencil sketches and kind of just, or taking the pencil sketch and kind of just mapping out this structure for it. Cool, I'm glad you're doing well. what part of the world are you from? We've got some people here from America. I'm from the UK. I'm not sure where some of the other people are from. We've had people from all over on our streams before. So now I want a new layer. I want to get a blue colour. Cool. Sorry, that cool was to you saying you're from America. So yeah, cool. Weird because the trick I've got to do now is I've got to actually close up these lines when I merge the file together for a little while. I say merge the file, merge the line art together so that I can do a selection and not actually take every single thing. Thanks, Hope. I'm glad you think I've got a nice voice. It's got to be that kind of like British accent that I don't even know I've got. Have I closed enough of the lines to be able to do what I need to do in this in a minute? Is that on there? That should be closed. A bit more. Cool. That's the whole theme of these live streams. It's a nice relaxing stream where we can just do a bit of drawing, have a bit of a chat and hang out. Ask questions and just yeah, do some art. So now the moment of truth. I take that layer off and I merge that down. Ooh, I quite like that. I'm just going to save that line art out a minute, and then I'm going to look to hopefully, with any luck, capture all the bits I want. Oh, I think this has actually worked. Invert that and fill that all with white. And if I've got lucky enough on this, aha, I knew we'd miss a bit. In case anyone's wondering what I'm kind of doing here, I'm getting just the whole kind of main piece of the illustration sorted so that I can there's a rather tedious job to do in a minute. I'll do a small bit. Basically, when you zoom in, you get all these white lines, so you go around the main outline of the image and you just erase and procreate all of these tiny bits on the white background. The only reason I kind of like do this is A, to make the artwork a bit cleaner, but also if I, for example, have a darker backdrop, they will stand out against it a bit. Not probably when you zoomed out, but when you're zoomed in, you'll see the lines from the selection. And then, yeah, it's just a case of working through it. Hope asks, what gave the idea for this? I haven't done anything Ben 10 for a while on the channel, and I literally just put a community post out for a couple of suggestions. It was, I think, Ben 10, Digimon, and a couple others, and Ben 10 won. So I then put out a poll for Ben 10 characters: Ripjaws, Forearms, Eye Guy, and who's the other one? Eye Guy and, you know, I can't actually remember, and I only did that today. And another character, one that I haven't drawn very often, and Ripjaws won. So we did that, and then at the start of the stream we decided we put a poll out, what do you want to see Ripjaws as? D&D character, Kaiju, Transformer, or a demon, and Kaiju won. So we then drew Ripjaws as a Kaiju. Quite a nice, fun way of getting everybody involved in what's going to be drawn. So we can then come up with this rather cool illustration using the basically just using what everyone suggested in chat and tweaking it as we go along if they spot something that I haven't that looks a bit odd or needs a bit of a tweak, which is rather fun. So at the moment I've got Mondays are live streams. It's going to be at least every other Monday at some point, but at the moment it's the Mondays where I need to do them as live streams, and then Fridays are a pre-recorded, I say pre-recorded, it's a video on demand, so it's just a video where I draw multiple pictures and put a bit of lore over the top of it, which is all good fun. Yes, it was Ben Mummy, that's the one. I did have a cool idea for Ben Mummy, because I was going to put like symbols that glow on the bandages as it goes along, but I'll do that in another video or a stream. That'd be quite cool. Go for Dude, 2 hours. Is that how long we've been going for, or is that how long you think I'm going to be still going for? In fact, if it's 2 hours, it must be around about midnight here in the UK. Yeah, it's just gone midnight. It's like 5 minutes past midnight. Cool. Right, let's see if I can just get these bits out of the way. I think this is the only downside. There's 2 downsides to Procreate, I find. Literally, only 2 downsides. One is the gradients. You can't actually have there's no tool that's just straight out gradients. And the second one is the selection tool doesn't always go right up to the edge. And I know other artists have managed to find a way around that in their process. I've yet to find a really decent way of doing that. It's a bit hit and miss sometimes of if it's really obvious like this, or if it's not so obvious around the line art. But it's not the end of the world. I suppose that I could use it as a reference image, that might work. But yeah, other than that, I love using Procreate. It's really, really good. Although I've said this before and I haven't managed to do it yet. I still need to sit down and do 3 illustrations in a video. 1 with Procreate, 1 recording using Photoshop, and 1 using Sketchbook Pro. And then we can compare the artwork at the end and see how it comes out. I don't know if I'll do the same image and render it and just colour in the line work 3 times, or do 3 different images and then see if people can actually guess which one it is. If I well, Procreate is going to be obvious because the way the recordings go, but See if people can guess which one's Photoshop and which one's sketchbook. Might be quite an interesting challenge. You usually work Mondays. That's not a problem. I tend to stream for a couple hours on a Monday, but you can always catch that afterwards. And then, I say the videos come out on a Friday. I will be looking to probably after Christmas, after December, sort of January time, have regular. Well, I'm gonna have regular streams, but I'm gonna have it every other Monday. So most of the content will be videos on demand. I just do a couple extra at the moment where it's fallen that I have had to be in the office on a Monday of work, so I kind of tie it around that because I get back quite late. Takes a bit of pressure off planning a video out if I've got to do a live stream. I can usually throw these together quite quickly in comparison, and yeah, it starts off with line work and we're thinking I'm usually at the end of it thinking I'm not too sure about this until we get to the second part when we start colouring it in, or rendering it as the term goes, and it turns out really good at that point. We've been going for cool. Well, I have done a 4-hour stream before. That went to like 2 AM here in the UK, so we'll just see where we get to with this one. I'll get to a certain point of being tired or something and I'll call it a night, but at the moment I'm just enjoying chatting to whoever's on the chat. Usually GopherDudes hangs around if he can make it in, and a few others are floating around somewhere. Yeah, I wish there was a way to move it. There is and there isn't. The selection tool, you can change the threshold for it, but sometimes if you do it too much, it'll get past the fine lines in the line art, and then it selects the inner content, and that's usually a bit of a nightmare. So it kind of fails. It'll like select this inner bit here, which I've just rubbed out. It'll select that with the selection process, and it's kind of a bit frustrating. I wish there was a case of just like contract it in for the selection. It's the only two faults, as I say, is gradients. You've kind of like got to build your gradient yourself and then Gaussian blur it to make it a smooth gradient, if that's what you want to do on your illustration, on a new layer with a clipping mask. And the selection tool sometimes a little bit hit and miss in terms of the threshold. I guess I could probably try it again at some point and figure out the selection tool threshold, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the best thing to watch. It's a bit like watching paint dry on a live stream, but it is a process I kind of skip recording in my videos, so you kind of get to see the extra effort on the live stream at the moment that it takes to just make this image have that. It's weird. It's a little tiny bit of effort, usually for about 10-15 minutes tops, but it makes all the difference at the end of the artwork, on the final rendering. Yeah, I can start speeding up now that I've got a few of the intricate bits out of the way. Ben says, I realise I have had to suggest to both you and Popcross for the fusions of both your characters. Yeah, you have to kind of like suggest that. I don't mind doing fusions of Popcross's characters, or even doing episodes where they cross together, but I do understand that his timescale is... My timescale is pretty tight but more flexible, but his is... he's got a set method that works for him, and obviously where I've got a 9-to-5 job still, his 9-to-5 job is the art he does on his channel. So he will have things set out, planned out, and he will stick to them and keep to them. And obviously he does do the odd mini collab and stuff, but I appreciate the fact that his channel is his channel, and as much as I appreciate all the shout outs and that, and they're absolutely amazing when he does them, and I'd love to do like a proper collab with him at some point. I completely understand, you know, sometimes you've got things planned and you've got to just do what you've got to do. Yeah, hope. Yeah, it's but the bright sides to Procreate though are the amount of brushes, the actual responsiveness to drawing on the iPad is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's fantastic doing this compared to anything else, and it's just so portable. But also, yeah, Procreate is an absolutely amazing piece of software for its cost. I think it's like £10 or $10, like $9.99 or £9.99 depending where you are, and it's a fantastic piece of art software. I can't fault it anything other than those two small things, and hopefully someday they will get that sorted. But I mean, they can even handle 3D models in here to a degree for adding artwork over the top, which is amazing. Hope, you just randomly came across me just now. Well, hopefully, sorry, really bad pun there after saying hope, hopefully. Well, I'm glad you randomly came across the channel. Be sure to check out some of the videos that are on the channel if you want to. The basic ideas. I don't know if you've ever seen Popcross Studios before, but that's the only other channel that does something that I know of like what I do, and I was kind of inspired by him to do this, where when drawing art, we kind of put a story over the top, and we've got some narrators. So we've got set characters that tell the story with voices at times. So we put on a voice for our character and a personality, and they tell the story in their own way. You have. Awesome. Do you like his character Benny Sharp? Is the next question, Hope. I'm doing some shameless self-promotion here right now. If you like his character Benny Sharp, let me know in the chat, because if you do, I highly recommend you check out my playlist Nexum's Interdimensional Sagas, and check out the Sharp vs Nexum one, where Benny Sharp meets my mech armor character Nexum, which is that was kind of like the first ever proper collab type thing I've done with an artist on the channel. I say proper collab. Popcross kindly voiced his character in that one. He sent a couple lines over, which was absolutely amazing. A little bit. Yeah, no, yeah, that one kind of, that was one of my favourite videos that I've done, is where he kindly sent some lines over. But, yeah, basically, my channel is similar to his, just, what's the best way someone put it? I think, Ben, I think you put it like that on Discord. It's like, I get it now. Dempsey's like a British version of Popcross. So, yeah, just, I take suggestions and I do that, and I do community redraws as well. The only difference is, being a smaller channel, I kind of get to interact with people more sometimes with the redraws or with stuff in the Discord. That was super nice of them, yeah, to do the lines. I jokingly just said, should my new narrator Nexum, because a lot of people have to come into the channel from his community, said I wanted to test the water and see if I should do a narrator since the community grew a bit, and I kind of just put a poll out there saying, you know, should I do a narrator? And it's like, yes. So I put the narrator, did two narrators, and the mech armor guy was quite cool. So I decided to say in a poll, should I do this? And I think it was one of the options was one of Popcross's characters meets one of mine, and that kind of won. So he very kindly messaged me and said that if I wanted, he'd voice the lines for Benny. So I spent 3 days writing a script out, sent it to him, and he kindly sent the lines back, and it's like, thank you so much. So that was the most surreal thing that's happened to me this year. But it's super nice that, you know, a larger creator in comparison to my channel has done such a nice thing for trying to get a bit of recognition my way and just help out a fellow YouTuber. It was absolutely fantastic. And since then, I've just been doing the videos, so I normally do them with more narrators growing and building up. Go for Dude found my channel through Pop shout out too. Yeah, it was that was the most strangest evening I ever had. I was sat here working on a video to upload, and all of a sudden my email just went ballistic. It was just ding, 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 ding. And I could not for the life of me tell what was going on until someone in a comment said, yeah, it's just come from Christian's video to the channel. And we're like, Christian, Popcross. So I was sat with my eldest, and we just literally checked his video out, and at the end he just did a shout out to my channel. I did not expect it, had no idea it was happening. It just went ballistic, and it's just picked up from there, thankfully. So trying to keep the momentum going, doing a few live streams to build the community and interact with people, and then yeah, just take it from there. So it's quite cool. Ben says a suggestion to fuse for a couple of months that I've suggested to fuse for a couple of months. Nexum doesn't yes, Nexum and Sharp don't get along. Well, Nexum and Benny can get along fine, but it's more a case of Nexum's never really met anybody who could match him on stuff, so he kind of took it a little bit to heart when he interacted with Benny Sharp, and it kind of didn't go the way that he wanted it to. Right, let's get some of these flats in the colours where I think they should go. Oh, I missed a section. Huh. Fix that quickly. Go for Dude commented wholesome raid. Nice. Well, hopefully whoever's still here is enjoying the stream still and the illustration. I've got no idea who's still here. I know we've got Go for Dude and Ben, and I think Koi-Fish is about somewhere, which is quite cool. That's the question. It's half term over here for like the whole Halloween thing in the UK. So over in America, are you guys kind of like on a half term, like a break from the schools and that for a week or a week and a half or something? Or are people still going to school and it's just like, yeah, you've got the whole thing of school going on. I think Go for Dude says you were off today, but I don't know if that's the whole week or just today. But what about the rest of you guys? Are you guys on a nice little break and enjoying it, or are you pretty much like me, where it's you don't go to school, you work, and you don't get time off? Go for Dude, no. Oh, okay. So do you guys not break up for like a, well, we call it, I don't know if it's the same terminology at half term, but it's like a week off around certain times a year. Usually secondary schools and that kind of break up and have time off. Just today, go for dude. I feel your pain. Although I did book next Monday off, so I'm trying to get that. You know, I decided I'd have Halloween off work on the Monday. To any last minute bits on the redraw and editing and sorting that out on the Monday, because I've got my youngest, so I've got to go and collect him on the Friday and then take him back on the Sunday, which means it's a bit of a busy Monday to get everything done and a busy weekend next weekend. In case anyone's wondering what I'm kind of doing here, I'm using a clipping mask so that it picks up on all the solid colours from that white layer that we had, and then I can just mask around and fill the bits that I want to fill for the Ripjaws character. Ben says, I think Nexum's insecurities are going to skyrocket if he meets more mech makers in the multiverse besides Benny Sharp. Also, I still go to school. Fair enough. Yeah, they might do. I think the reason why, well, I think the reason why he has such a strong reaction to Benny Sharp is because Benny's the first mech armor maker he's met that's kind of been in a mech suit that's either better than or on par with his own sort of like best work. So Nexum's kind of like, okay, and he did kind of get bested by Benny in it. Kind of, not gonna lie, he did have his ego hurt a little bit by good old Benny Sharp. So he is a little bit insecure, but I think I've got another way where, well, Nexum's got another storyline developing at the moment with his character. He's sort of like, he's forgetting more and more about Benny Sharp as the stories go on. They're working around now to be more on the more growth for the rest of him rather than him being insecure all the time. Even though I did like getting Ehrenfold to wind him up. That was quite fun in one of the episodes. 2 viewers here, so I'm assuming that's Go for Dude and Ben left at the moment. We have weeks off during Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Fair enough. Nice. Maybe I scared people away. Haha. Or they just got bored of the live stream, but that's cool. I'm going to continue finishing up this bit of artwork and just see where it goes. Hopefully people shall return. If not, then it's all good, because this will be turned into a video that people can skip through later. Yeah, I've come up with 3 mech makers, so if you... So yeah, if I do get up and start my own art channel, might ask you and Popcross to do collabs if I've started. Yeah, that's fair enough, Ben. I would say get your... If you want collabs with kind of like... myself and eventually Popcross, I mean, I'm open to doing collabs if it's beneficial to both channels. So obviously giving back to, you know, alongside a member of the community and promoting your channel, and that is something that I would look to do. But also with complete transparency, I think as long as you're posting on a regular basis and you're consistent and it's long enough, you do it long enough for recognition, then that's the time when a collab will happen. That's what happened with me, and I think that's quite a nice way to go about it, and for it to just develop and kind of just happen. But it's quite a cool thing, and yeah. But I would love to see your mech armor, like your mech armor guys, that your mech or your mech makers that you're kind of coming up with, and that. Oh, that's fine, Ben. I'm just saying, you know, if you do create one, or you go around to create one, then once you've done your posting, you know, you started working through it and building it up a bit and that, and it's consistent, that's when the collabs kind of happen. You kind of get the recognition. I mean, there's no harm asking, but you're getting more of a chance once you've got a bit of content on your channel. From larger YouTubers. Then again, saying that, YouTube's constantly changing how everything kind of works with them, so who knows what's going to happen in the future. It could be absolutely insane. Let's get some of this green in here. I'm still here, Gopher Dude. I think Ben's still here. We think we might have gained another one as well. If you're here and you want to say hello, just say hi in the chat, and yeah. I'm just working on doing the flat colours for this illustration of Ripjaws as a Kaiju, which is I have to say, I'm completely biased, but for a live stream, I think this is the best we've done so far on a character, just for the look of it. Even as a Kaiju, just this epic giant character. I think it looks really cool. Ben says, well, one is a steampunk, is sort of an old guy, and the other two are similar to Benny and Nexon. And maybe the pop culture content, if I do start a channel, is fusion of pop culture and HK mix. Ah, nice. Yeah, go for dude. This is a pre-recorded live. It's like Koi's stream. I've left about 4 hours ago. No, I'm just still here. Yeah, I'm still here, go for dude. Just working through the Kaiju effect and coloration. I might add a few extra details onto the skin of this kind of like Ripjaws character in a bit. So maybe a few black or blue kind of like gradients, or change the skin color from this pale blue color. Not 100% sure yet. I'm just dropping in his normal colours where they would kind of be to kind of get this. Just double check. Yeah, to kind of get a feel for this Ripjaws design. Although I did fuse my own characters with each other, which I'm planning for a multiverse story by having multiversal disasters, which the energies with powerful beings to fold the multiverse. That sounds quite cool. Gofidu thinks the narrator character should be young and a kind of a apprentice to Nexum. That's not a bad idea. I haven't figured out how I'm going to get, or what the steampunk narrator's kind of like backstory is, or how they're going to meet next, and that's the interesting bit. I'm trying to develop my storytelling skills a little bit more, so it's a bit more interesting for people watching. I think even though I was full of cold on the last Phobias one doing Ehrenfeld's voice, I think I managed to capture his energy and sort of like lust for adventure and that again a little bit more in that one than I have done in recent videos on a couple of the voices, which is quite cool. But it's just a case of I say a lot tonight. It's just a case of working through them all and getting them to build back up. It could be a tracker. It could just be yeah, it could be a tracker for the engineers. It's not a bad idea actually, Go for Dude. I do kind of like that idea. Quite weird. This is one of the potentially one of the more tedious parts of a stream, which is doing all the flats, like selecting round stuff and that. But once it's kind of been done and you kind of get all of these core flat colors in, it can be you can start bringing it to life a bit more. Yeah, I do think a Ben 10 Kaiju series might be quite good. I should have really suggested it when I did the well, I did Kaiju as SCP, so maybe I should make the Ben 10 Aliens as forms of Kaiju SCPs now that we've done this one. It could be quite an interesting concept doing that. I've got to say, I really do like what we've got so far on this Ripjaws as a Kaiju design. It's quite nice to do a more realistic monsterish design, but still quite comic-y, if that makes sense. Okay, so his eyes are usually they're a grey colour, or they are glowing. Let's just make them a pale grey for now. I think they're blue in them. That's the point. Technically, isn't Ripjaws blind because it's based on an anglerfish? So these whitish or greyed out eyes, he shouldn't be able to see anything. Have I just discovered like Ripjaws' actual secret? He's blind and nobody's actually paid attention to it. Wait, did he? When did he do that? Can you get one of the titles, Ben, and either stick it in the Discord, like on things you might like, or just whack it, you know, just mention the title name in here and I'll find it later. I didn't realise he did This is the only thing that I sometimes think, oh my god, because the content is we do similar content. It's the fact that sometimes, because he's been doing it longer, he's already done it, and I'm like, oh my god, really? I don't mind doing my spin, but I do know some people have been putting comments saying, you know, you could have done different phobias than Popcross and that, you know, he's already done these. Like, yeah, he has, but at the same time, these are popular phobias or more common ones that people will kind of be like, yeah, I can relate to that. That being said, I do kind of just ignore them sometimes. Because, you know, I'll do content. I'm going to sound quite rude to anybody just joining, but as far as I'm concerned, I do content I enjoy on the channel, and that's what makes it enjoyable for everybody else. If I'm doing content I enjoy making or enjoy writing lore and stories about, even if it's a subject I'm not too keen on, I get to enjoy I enjoy it more. The video making is fun. It's not... Okay, it is a long process to do it, and it can take time, but the video process is fun to do. Potentially. Go for dude, that's not bad. How about there's a giant monster around the world designed after Ben 10 aliens, and the main characters travel around the world in their vehicle, the dust bucket. Nice. Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea with what you've got there, Go for dude. I've got to say, you guys are far more creative than I am sometimes with writing these stories and lore. I don't know if it's just like information overload or what I do, but you guys seem to take a concept and then have tons of ideas. I mean, for example, Ben, you just have hundreds of ideas. You're like Zombie Dragon. Every time I've got a video and I bring some out, all of a sudden it's like idea generation, or you're like just a machine with ideas. It's just all these possible scenarios and stuff, and it's fantastic. Oh, I realised I missed a section. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I kind of missed it, but it's designed. It's fine. It's a design thing. I missed the webbing between the fingers on the other hand. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw the fact that I've missed a load of webbing on one side, have they? He made a Ripjaw SCP. Yeah, this is my SCP. Yeah, but this isn't an SCP. This is a Ripjaw Kaiju. I know technically it could be an SCP, but it's a Kaiju, so therefore it's different. So Go for dude, it's fine. No, it's fine. I know he did Ripjaws merged with Carnage at some point, and I've done a Ripjaws Venomized in one of my Ben 10's Aliens Venomized videos. Just put Ben 10's links Discord. Cool, thanks Ben. Well, it's fine. He's probably done it a while ago, and it's not an issue now. We need to have a greyish. It would be Kaiju slash SCP. He also turned Ripjaws into a Kaiju. Oh, he turned him into a dragon as well. I didn't realise he'd done... Oh yeah, he did do a Kaiju one now that I think about it. Oh, it's fine. This is my interpretation of it on a live stream. I'm not really worried if we've got similar content on the channels. It's all good fun. It's just a concept, but it's... I do strive, or I say strive, I do try to be different where I can be to the content that he does, just so it's a bit of variation. But I say that, you guys are often asking for stuff that he's done on his channel and my version of it, so it's all good fun. But yeah, go for dude, how could I? For shame on me. Yeah, with my pyromancing, my pyronite dragon, pyromancing. Yeah, my pyronite dragon, yeah, that was really cool. I actually really enjoyed doing that. That was a really fun one to do. Sorry guys, I just need to adjust my seat a minute because we sat here for a couple hours. I'm going for 2 hours 40 minutes. Cool. How many have we got currently viewing, and how many likes have we got currently, just out of curiosity? While I look to add some of the basic blue bits in that I'm planning to do. So these bits are going to be blue. I'm going to add a glow to these afterwards, but I just want to base in some colours for the flats, just so I know what I'm potentially working with on this. Go for dude's literally pure Loki voting for the campaign. Go for dude, we need an end date on this campaign. I think you and that kind of artistic kid need to agree a deadline date for the campaign for all your votes and stuff, because this has been going on a while and I think we need to just nail this one in the head and then move on to the next thing we're going to do on the channel, whatever that is. Assuming Go for Dude's still here. Cool, we're still on creator mixes. Copyright free music, awesome. Like end it on Halloween, please. Yeah, we could do. And then figure out what we're doing next for the if we've got any more campaigns like Vote Loki and stuff, would be quite cool. It's funny he's on the Discord. He's a moderator. He's doing his job. Anyone's jumping into the stream and they want to say hi, please feel free to do so. If you're coming back, let me know and I can say welcome back. Go for dude, you're listening and watching. Awesome. Let's populate these a little bit. Do we know how many are kind of like watching the stream at the moment, or what's the likes to watch ratio at the moment now that we've been going for about 2 hours or so? 'Cause it's been a while since I've done a pretty much a 3-hour long stream, almost. I know it's been probably about 2 hours 15 of actual drawing, but it's been a while since we've done a stream this long. I'm just kind of curious what the how it's going. Six people and 11 likes. Nice. Okay, so I want to a bit more of a sea colour and So that's on the top of it. I actually want that to be below everything here. That should allow me to just fill in most of the blue here. Oh, okay, Ben. Well, thanks for joining the stream so far, and I will no doubt catch you on the Discord and in the comments on YouTube. Hope you enjoyed how this one's turning out so far, and yeah, we'll catch up with you a bit later on. But thanks for joining for the last 2 hours or so on the stream. I was thinking if I can get the it's not too bad. I might need to change that to be a bit more change that colour in a bit. I can go back to that one for now. I kind of want a darker. That's not a problem, Go for Dude. If you've got any questions, just ask ahead. You know, ask anyone you want to ask, and we'll make a conversation. If not, you can just enjoy the music and chill out while I at least finish the flat colours on this and get to the point where we get to the shading and lighting for a part 2 potentially. We'll just see how it goes. Say the fun bit about the live streams are we just chill. People can ask questions if they want to and watch. Some people might just be AFK and just left the stream going while they've had to nip out and stuff, which is cool. I wonder if this is going to work out how I want it to. This may not look right to start with. No, I haven't actually, Go for Dude. I'm going to do that tomorrow to finish off the last couple. As I say, I've got 1 or 2 selected for the redraw. Can't obviously say which ones they are, but I do have a couple pre-selected already, which is quite cool. And then yeah, it's just a case of working through it and making sure I've got all the redraws done. I have started the storyline though, so that's kind of cool. I managed to start all that out, or plan most of that out, which is really good. I say I've got the twist going for it, which is going to be quite interesting. It might be a bit of a cliche what's happening, but I'm quite excited about it, because like I say, if I pull it off, it'll be quite interesting. And there's going to be a bit of banter obviously between the narrators that I do have for it, because on my redraws I do have 1 or 2. Not sure exactly who they're all going to be just yet, but I do have 1 or 2 narrators that I kind of have or pick or do, which is quite fun. What's that look like? Quite liking that. Yes, there are going to be some of the main narrators in it. I'm toying with a particular idea at the moment that could be in it for the part of the redraw, but I don't know if it's going to work as well as I like. I'm going to have to kind of half write something out and then see how that goes. Although if it does work out really well, then it'll be something that we can use in a few, well, it'll work as a one-off on this one, but it'll be quite good. So currently there is a plan to have narrators in it, and they will be, there'll be at least 2 of the main narrators in it as a minimum. Yeah, he is going to be mentioned at some point in it. Haven't quite figured out how much, if it's just a fleeting mention or it's a more in-depth mention with a bit more of the story, but he is making a mention into it. However, it may be setting up for a future episode where he's heavily mentioned in it. Need to figure out those 2, or that little bit to be for that. I think that should be the blue glowing effect on this bulb here. That'll work quite well for the Kaiju. Will this work here? We need a Nexum and a Monica episode. Yes, Gopher Dude, that will be happening at some point. I think you're on about the fact that they were flirting with each other before, and we need to see where that's kind of developing and going. I think people quite liked that part, the sort of like love interest or the fancy flirty interest that we had, which is really cool. And there's definitely scope to pick that up a bit more on the channel as things develop on the channel and with them. kind of weird coming up with these shapes because I want them to be a bit random, but there's also going to be a bit of a pattern to them at times. That's cool. We'll see how this is starting to look on the designs a little bit. Actually quite like how he's turning out. White. I think it's that colour that I need to be on here now underneath. Maybe a bit of a duller version of that colour so we can play with the lighting a bit later on. Now I've got to do the rust bucket in and the water. They're going to be quite simple to do. I'm going to add some basic coloration to the rust bucket. I kind of want it to look a bit like the van, if you know what I mean. If you're still there, go for dude, or anybody who likes Ben 10. The van, kind of like the rust bucket, is what this boat is kind of meant to be based upon. So kind of up there. Let's have a look at the rust bucket. Okay, that's cool. So I want a red stripe on it. Go for Dude says maybe they go on a date in some demon infested place and the night goes crazy and they're fighting demons. Maybe. Potentially. I do have a few other ideas as well, but yeah, potentially. I also kind of think it'd be funny if Nexum and Demonica kind of went on what Nexum thought was a date, and then it turns out it's not actually a date, or it is but it's not. But that could be quite a fun one to do. So, red's at the top. Then I see the light. Oh, we want this one some grey on the top. And this is going to be tiny, this is going to have hardly any details at all properly on it later. But for now, we just need to do a few rustic details on it and kind of get a couple of these boxes done in the grey colour. Make the boat tan with a red and blue line going down the middle. I'm on it, go for dude, don't worry. Radar dishes on top. Yeah, I know it's kind of got radar dishes on top. I don't have any at the moment, so I'll draw that in a bit. At the moment, it's just a little breast bucket boat. So I think the next bit to do is to merge all of these down. So we've got our colours there, build that up. I do want to add just a bit of ambience in the background. And then we get the fun part of the selections. So I want to go cool, so I go that one. Don't need all of them, just need the majority of these. At least the larger areas. So go for some of the shadow bits first. And go for some of the lighter bits. Got some bits in here just to show the the underside of the neck in there. Goes darker as well. Where some of this lighting's coming from and where it's disappearing, and then go the other way. a few base colour bits on, just to try and make this stand out a little bit more from where it is. Weird, but gradients make a real big difference in this. Gifted, we've been going for about, yeah, 3 hours. We'll probably hit about 3 hours 10, maybe 3 hours 15 by the time I finished all these bits. And then I think that would be a really good place to stop once I've kind of like got all these flats in, just to make sure that they're kind of in line with what we're hoping to get. I mean, this is looking quite cool for just a flat comic panel, but I plan to do this kind of branching out more into the branching more into the fun aspects of it. So once we've got this, I'm going to get this to be like a really good quality illustration type piece, which would be quite cool. Let's go that way around more to the warmer yellowish colour, but don't want it too strong, just to add a bit of a So, what time's it over where you are, go for, dude? Because it's like 10 past 1 in here in the UK. It must be something like 5 hours, 10 past 8 or something in the afternoon or the evening. Ten past 5. Oh wow. That's I suppose that's not too bad actually, time wise. 10 past 5 in the evening. That's still quite cool. I have to find another night to do this, plan this in to finish this one off, because it's not going to be, well, we do have live, potentially I could do a live next Monday, but we have the community redraw coming out next Monday, so unless I do a double, I do a live and the redraw comes out, could be quite an interesting experiment to see what happens then. I think I confuse a lot of people if I did that. Next Wednesday. So that'd be the 2nd? Yeah, so the 2nd of November, maybe do a live stream, is that what you're saying? Let's finish this one off. Yeah, could do. I mean, I'm really, really loving how this one's coming out at the moment, this piece. It's actually starting to pop a little bit with just these few bits that have been done. Yeah, it was an awesome suggestion. It's come out absolutely insane. This is, to be honest, I had no idea going into this how this would turn out, being Kaiju or anything like Kaiju. So you suggested it, which was awesome, but then it came down to trying to figure it out a bit, and it's like, I actually have no idea how I'm going to do this. However, I would like to say brushes are awesome at cheating when you go to do oceans. Hey, Gracie Birthday. Yeah, he's properly coming along now for a Kaiju version of Ripjaws, which is quite good fun, and just sorting out the bit of the water aspect to just to add a few extra bits into the not all the water texture, I just want to add a few bits in to lighten up certain areas of the water texture while I use a brush to do that, because I'll add more details onto the actual Kaiju itself later. That's the main elements, I think, for this so far. So merge that down, and merge that down so we don't lose anything. Add the texture I want to add on it, which is pretty much nearing the end stages of what we call the flats, or the main flat elements. Yeah, go for dude. Someone else is here. Woohoo! Ripjaws looks scary in general. He does look scary in general, but I think on this one we've managed to kind of nail his design a bit. But what I want to do is just add this texture over everything just a little bit, and then add my kind of light and overlay thing. Which it looks really weird doing this now, but it will make perfect sense for later. Hey Koi, Joy is asleep. I was about to say, what time is it over where you are? I will check that out, Go for Dude. I do need to watch a few more Transformer things at some point, just to make sure I've got I'm back up to date with everything on them. (9:16 PM). Oh, it's yeah, it's still early for you, early evening for you over there, Koi. Go for Dude. How have you not noticed Joy? She was in the chat earlier as well, but she's been on loads of streams with Koi. Crazy for a day. I like his added secondary dark teal. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I wanted to kind of give him that more of like a fish scaly pattern effect. I'm not sure if I continue all the way down the arms enough or not yet, but I wanted to just add the extra elements to it. So I think the only other thing I need to do actually is to just add a little bit more, just add a few bits of a glow, and then I know it's going to be glowing all the way around, but I just want to add a bit of a shade to it so I can set the glow later on this. So what I'm going to do is I will just quickly show what the plan is for the glow effects a bit later. So the idea is, like, in here you're going to have these bits are kind of glowing with enough of it to just, I'm doing this really quickly, this is like going to be a last step bit, but then you're going to end up with a kind of like a bit of a glow of him. And once I've added it all in, and you just have the glow of here, and then I might just do an extra layer, and then change that layer mode. But when you've kind of like got the whole glow effect happening, you can like change the blend mode to be something like a overlay, and you get this rather cool like glow effect. So I'm going to pick up on elements and then look to do stuff like overlays and stuff, and build it up for the lighting at the end. So it's going to have this nice cool glow effect, which is quite good. But for now, that's not going to be a factor. My next couple of steps are actually going to be quite fun. So I will do these in another stream, but I will just show this for everybody here for what we're going to actually be doing, because it's getting to like 1:30 now. Yeah, nearly. It's 1:20 in the morning for me. Basically I have two things I kind of do. Let's clear that. So push this So what I tend to do is I tend to get a hard light layer. I tend to just add the shadows in, so I'll actually add all the extra fun bits in. Oh, I get the right colour. I'll just start building up the layers from that, which would be quite cool. Actually, I quite like how that eye's looking already. Yeah, so I'm going to probably call it a night on this illustration at this point. Just because I think we've got enough done on this to be able to save a JPEG out for tomorrow. But I think we've got enough done on our Ripjaws Kaiju now to stop at this point where it's looking like it's kind of complete, and we will just... Yeah, I know, go for dude. 15 minutes ago I said the 10 minutes and I'll be done, but I wanted to make sure I got enough of this done for the Kaiju effect, so quite happy with how this came out. I really like the detail we've got on this one, and I'm really enjoying how him just looking like some kind of weird sea beast is absolutely insane. Might have to find some more Ben 10 aliens to do a series like this, which would be quite cool. Thomas Tanker 02, the fact that you're doing this on an iPad never ceases to amaze me. Thanks, Thomas. The nice thing about the iPad is the Apple Pencil, which makes it a lot easier to draw on it. But yeah, it's just absolutely insane using Procreate and doing this. But yeah, it's good fun, good practice. Yes, Koi, I'm always burning midnight oil or the early morning oil, but I will have to call it a night in a minute. So I'm going to stop it here where we've got our basic gradients and structures in place to render this out. And I will be doing another stream. Not sure if it's going to be next Monday, could be next Wednesday on the 2nd of November, but I will confirm that out to finish this off and to add all the extra bits of detail into it and bring this to life. And then we'll have a finished Kaiju version of Ripjaws, which will be absolutely awesome. Thanks, Crazy, for a day. I'm glad you're liking how it looks. I'm really super pleased with how this came out. I think the line arts really come out in this piece with the line weight and that. I think that's just adding to making this pop, which is really cool. And I'm very excited to see how this comes out next time, which will be awesome. Cheers, Go for Dude. And Koi Fish, a lot of moon symbols, but yeah, it's definitely burning the midnight oil. So I'm going to call it a night now. Thank you all for watching. Don't do it Monday, we'll be trick-or-treating. Yeah, that is a good point, Go for Dude. The community redraw is planned for Monday, so I will either do it as another stream this week, if I've got time, but it probably will be Wednesday the 2nd of November we'll finish this one off, and I will confirm that in the community tabs and out there for everybody, so be sure to keep an eye out on that one. But yeah, I'm going to say good night everybody, thanks for joining the stream, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.